Everyone, welcome to Strike. So in today's video, we'll try to learn how do we scan stocks on different parameters and end up with one idea and do a all-round analysis on that stock. So just right before recording this, I was scanning through different scanners, and if I see the same names everywhere and then it is aligning up, and that is how I like to choose a stock and proceed for further ideas. So let me just first go to OI interpretation screen for today. So this is sorted on the base of change in OI, so where there has been a strong build up today. So first is sale, then is Tata Chemical with 30% OI buildup and 10% movement. So this is like a setup where the stock has already run up. So we're trying to see where we can see fresh buildup. Now Apollo Tire is hinting at 25% increase in OI, and it's a short buildup because the price has declined by 4%. Now, why I found this interesting is because if I try to see ranges on this data, then you'll see we are at the lower end of the data. Now, we can either see long buildup from here on or short buildup as well. There's nothing like nothing that is saying that it will only go down or only go up from here. But what we can see is that there have been different times where OI has reached certain lows and the price has given us reversals from there on. So this is one example. Another one is this. So this is an extra arrow by mistake. And even this one. So here in the middle of this give us a small dip. So as of now, we have just touched that and the OI has starting to build up, and we have seen the price has returned from a lower top. So this is observation solely on the future open interest. Now, while I was scanning using different scanners that I like, so first one, that is the Rohit scanner. Now, since today is end of the week on Thursday itself, as tomorrow the market will be closed, I was scanning for new buy as well as new sell signals, and I happened to spot the same stock here on the new sell signal in the weekly time frame. So as you can see, it has given a bearish crossover. So previously all the crossovers, it has pulled back to certain 20-week or 40-week averages. So we'll work with this idea. One more scan that I usually do is whether or not stocks are breaking above or below uh, 20-day average. So I usually look at all the charts which are breaking above or breaking down below a certain average, and I mostly use the 20-day average. Now when I see the crossing below 20-day scanner, here also I happen to see the same name. So that is how I chose this stock for today's video, and I'm going to look at it in the detail in stock section. So firstly, talking about seasonality, there is no very clear pattern, but what we can see is the Feb and the March month are on an average a negative month for the stock, and we are still in March. So yeah, on this line graph we can see Feb and March are two of the worst months for owning this stock based on last 9 or 10 years of data. Now talking about futures data that we already discussed, that the OI has reached the extreme low point, and from there on we are trying to see fresh build up. So if we just focus on today's increase, then it has occurred on the short side because the price is down. So this can hint us at there is going to be fresh short buildup in this stock, so we can track it. Now what I'm going to do is go into technicals as well as the Rohit setup screen to see what are different indicators telling us. So RSI is neutral, neither bullish nor neither overbought nor oversold. Super trend and MACD both are bearish. MACD has also given a bearish crossover after a long standing consolidating move. Super trend had already reversed. Now I'm going to the main screen, that is the Rohit setup, the weekly time frame. Now two two things have changed on the current candle, that is the RMI has crossed to the sell side and the Dow trend has turned bearish because it has closed on the closing basis, it is a lower low. Now if I go to daily, then RMI has not yet crossed over, neither the Dow trend has, neither 40 EMA has broken, which is at 512.8, but 20-day average has been broken. So if we were to uh, keep a confirmation level for this setup, it would be breaking the 40-day average on closing basis, which is currently at 512.8, and closing below this low for a Dow trend reversal. The low is 507.5, which would essentially mean that we also break this rising trend line sort of pattern. So if we continue to see weakness below this level along with the fresh build-up in future Y as well as good volumes, that would indicate the stock is giving us a trend reversal. So if we also look at volumes, future volumes today, the volume is up 150% from yesterday, so the volume has been good. You can also see there has been decline in volumes in the last stage of the rally, and now we are trying to see a pickup. So we need to observe this stock going forward for a further breakdown or breakout. Based on that, we can continue our analysis. So now, while I was doing all this based on derivatives data as well as the technicals, let me also have a look at valuation setup. So now, strike valuation setup is something for people like you and me who are not very deeply involved into scanning for fundamentals, but we can simply see whether the stock is in the higher range of the fundamental ratio, valuation ratio, or the lower end. So the recommended ratios given here are PE and EVs to EBITDA. So if I scan for EV EBITDA, I can see that on the 3-year time frame, that is weekly, the valuation ratio is trading above 1 standard deviation, which is sort of overbought zone for the stock. And when in this zone, accompanied with a bearish signal on the RMI, like the previous two signals here, and now have possibly resulted in some kind of dip. So that is what we are looking at today. So just to clear, this is neither an investment advice or any trading idea. I'm simply trying to share my observation on a certain chart that I observed. So if we look at PE, then the same is not visible on the valuation front. Now we'll try to look at all the options data as well one by one. So this is the open interest for today. So this whole day, as it was a bearish day for this stock, as we can see, call writers were very active. Now this is true for just today. Now what if we want to see the activity for last few days? So since this expiry has started only on Monday, so let me disable intraday from here, which would get me EOD data, and I'll start the beginning date as 1st March. That was the first day. The last date is as today. So what we can see is, since this expiry has started, you can see the bars in OI change are quite bigger on the call side. Even in the total OI change, you can see total calls written are more than double the puts written. So call writers are very active in this expiry, and the highest call is written at 550, and from put side the support comes in at 500. So if it were to break 500 decisively, it would also trap the put writers, and we can see further downside. So as I just said, the call writers have been more active in current expiry. We can see the same thing through cumulative open interest for all strikes. So I've already opened the stock. As you can see, I've disabled intraday because I'm wanting to see last few days activity, and you can see the turquoise line that is picking up very sharply, and it is resulting into a sell-off. So call writers are currently having a strong position in this stock. So One more thing that I just saw was in the volatility skew. So in my video a couple of days back, I was discussing how to observe volatility skew. So the most basic actionable item out of volatility skew is the shift of the lowest point. So whenever the shift in the lowest point of IV is towards the left side, it gives us a bearish expectation, and shift towards the right gives us a bullish expectation. Today, it has resulted into a very sharp shift to the left side of the graph. So this is not as reliable because I don't know how active options are for this particular stock. So, and that is why we are saying that volatility curve has very high number of jerks. But still, nevertheless, we can have a look at the data. Next data that we are looking at is the open interest put call ratio for this stock. This is the raw number. We can also look at the smooth average of it. So let's first just look at the raw version and understand the behavior. These are the lines that I'm drawing. So what we can see here is whenever the put call ratio pulls back on the lower end, that is where the stock gets oversold and we can see some reversal to the upside. So it did pull back to here in middle of Feb, and then the OIPCR pulled back up, and now we are again falling, but still not oversold or overbought. So we are currently in the middle of it. But if we look at it on the average basis, then also we have reached the lower end and picked up with this bounce. So from there on, it has not yet done much. So it's yet to be seen how the behavior will be like from here on. So that is it for today. So what we did was we ran multiple scans that you can run whichever you like. I did based on my preference. So you can run any one of the scans, and if you are seeing multiple scans show, same names, and you can see multiple observations, that is something you would like to choose and do your further analysis on. And with the help of Strike, you can analyze all the various aspects of data that you would look like, be it technical indicators, be it any fundamentals, or combining fundamental valuations with RMI setup along with options data that I just tried to look at, and then come up with a view which I can execute. So if you like this video, just stay tuned for more analysis from our side and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.